shout out to a guy that I follow by the name of Petty God. I reposted this about a couple weeks ago, and I said I was going to give my take on it. I know what you're reading, right? It said, don't invite me to your house if you're going to let your kids throw toy cars at me, because I'll throw that ish right back at their little ass. Now, I know what you're asking. Flex, did you really throw a car at a kid? Let me tell you something. Yes, I did. Story time. Let's go. So I needed to take my glasses off to explain this story, because I wanted y'all to understand the severity of why I did what I did. Okay, this goes back to, I want to say, 2017. Now, I was newly divorced, and I was in the dating scene, and I had met this girl. When I say this girl was bad, I'm talking about this girl was the great white buffalo of my particular liking. Now, if anybody knows me, I have a thing for women from the Bronx. And specifically, I like, the Puerto Ricans from the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Rosie Perez, I'm looking at you. Now, I don't know what happened. I don't know what planets were aligned, but for whatever reason, the game I was laying down was bad. And I asked the girl out, and she's like, yes, of course, I'll take you out. We can go out or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And, I was happy. Lo and behold, my happiness came to an immediate halt when she called me the next day, and she was like, oh my God, Papi, hey, look, I'm so sorry. Look, I told you, look, I said I was going to go out with you, but I have to watch my son. Okay, I have to watch my son. My children's father, he wasn't going for it, okay? Now, if you know anything about single Latina moms, they hold their firstborn sons to a high regard. Okay, this dude probably stands 2 steps behind Jesus in their life. Okay, they got Jesus, they son, and then everybody else. You don't believe me? Watch how many single Latina moms comment under that because I said that. Watch. You can literally catch this boy robbing the bank. Every Latina mom will be like, no, not my son. Not my son. My son will never. I know my son. No, never. So, anyways, I did some massive convincing to tell this woman, like, just get this woman comfortable with the idea of me possibly coming up. I'm like, yeah, I like kids. I got kids. No big deal. Little man was about 5, so I said, you know what? I'm right in there. I can, give him a little toy or something, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, when it's bedtime, it'd be quality time for me and her, you dig? No, sir. That little man was on some straight up demon time. He was on straight interception mode. You understand me? Like, he was taking a playbook from his father in the other room on his iPhone. And that was another thing too. I knew something was up because this 5-year-old little kid had an iPhone. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm sitting up there and I'm trying to be cool with him and everything. And I'm laughing and kikiing, watching SpongeBob with him while the mom's in the kitchen cooking, something for us to eat, And then literally I'm looking at him, I'm asking, hey man, you having a good time with your little toys? You know what I'm saying? He literally jumps up on the couch, looks at me right in my face, and he said, I know what you're trying to do with my mom. And my daddy said I could talk to you crazy however I like, just to make sure you never come back again. Now, needless to say, after hearing that, I wasn't taken too far back. I was a little nervous, but no, it didn't faze me because I knew that, mom still had the upper hand at the end of the night, you know what I'm saying? So 9 o'clock roll around, she tell little man to go to bed. All right, bet. He give a little pouty fit, whatever, he go to bed, and I'm thinking it's go time. I'm down with my one and only Puerto Rican, the one I've been fighting for all week. And you know what? Lo and behold, obviously little man was getting a message from his dad. He said, you do whatever you got to do to abort mission. You understand me? You intercept the package as much as you can. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I honestly feel like the dad gave him the okay to call me out of my name. This is where the story gets good. Little man comes out in his little Thomas the Tank onesie, whatever. He got a little Hot Wheels car in his hand. And I remember seeing it because it was the Transformers Camaro. It was yellow and black. And he said, F you. I'm gonna put expletive, but he called me the N-word. I was shocked and appalled, y'all. As soon as he said that, this little boy threw this car at me, and my ebony spider senses were tingling. And whatever in me said, you got to catch this car. And I literally see it coming at me in slow motion. I caught the car with one hand, and my arm is still wrapped around the woman's arm, you know, the woman's shoulder, you know what I'm saying? I'm still playing the fool, but I grabbed it with my left hand, y'all. I was tight with it. I grabbed it, and just, you know, instinctively, y'all gonna hate me, I frisbeed it right back at his forehead. When I say the recoil of this little boy's head from that car hitting him, just wow, just, it looked like one of those made-for-TV black movies, you know, where the one dude dies that you don't think he gonna die, but he died anyway, and he hit the ground so hard. You thought that I shot the little dude. He falls out crying. Mom is like, oh my son, how could you do that? He's just a little baby. Not to mention, she didn't even look at the fact that he just called me the N-word, a grown man to my face. She didn't even say nothing about that. She's worried about the little boy. You know, needless to say, I'm like that SpongeBob meme. I'm like, all right, I'm out. I ain't even checked on the dude to see if he was okay. I knew what I did was messed up. Do I care? No. He called me the N-word. He deserved it. He really deserved it. Him and all of his daddy's racism deserved that little clunk upside his head. And would I do it again? Probably. Yeah. So needless to say, yeah, I didn't get that one that night, but definitely I got one for Black History Month. I hit a kid in the forehead with a Hot Wheels. And I still feel pretty good about that.